I told you what was going to happen. Ryan Tannehill's Baker Mayfield. Hey, it was like watching the Cleveland Browns play because the Titans weren't trying to win the game. They were trying to play for overtime. They had chances to score earlier, and their offense reminds me of the Cleveland Browns. It's embarrassing. And I told you Ryan Tannehill was going to make a mistake, and he did. And he blew the game, threw into triple coverage. Basically Ryan Mayfield, another Baker Mayfield throw. And it was absolutely atrocious. And here's the thing I got a problem with. The Tennessee Titans on that drive, they were playing. There was no urgency. Now, I know they don't want to give the Bengals the ball back with time left, but they were getting to the point where it looked to me they were just going to try playing for a field goal. If they didn't get it, they were content with going to overtime. Good teams go down the field in that situation. They take charge, and they go down and score. The Titans, they're like the Browns. They don't have any. When they need to score at the end of a game, they don't have a chance to get it. They're so similar to the Cleveland Browns. They don't have a chance to score at the end of the game. They don't have the time. They don't have the play calling ability and the quarterback ability to make plays at the end of the game because it was atrocious. And Derrick Henry, I'm sorry, he was not ready to play today. All he was a name on a jersey. That wasn't the same guy we've seen before the injury. He was horrible. In fact, he was a detriment to that team. But Ryan Tannehill, he reminded me of Mayfield. I had no confidence in him at all with the ball in his hand, and it showed. He was terrible. The defense played great. They held the Bengals to 19 points. They limited them to like 4 field goals. The defense played great. Tennessee's problem is their offense. It's terrible. And Vrabel's play calling, their MO, their tight end sets. They use the receivers vaguely like the Browns do. It does not translate to victories in NFL today. It just doesn't. You've seen that now. I will say this for the Bengals. That kicker, I knew that kicker was good because I seen him earlier in the season. They drafted a kicker, which every team does in the 5th, 4th, 5th round, whatever, like late in the draft. But they hit on him because that dude I knew he was going to kick the field goal. I'll be honest with you. This is not as much as the Bengals beating the Titans as much as this is more about the Titans beating themselves, specifically Ryan Tannehill. I don't think the Titans, personally, the coaching was terrible. I mean, they were just limited offensively. The Bengals defense looked good, but I mean, then again, Ryan Tannehill's horrible. I mean, they sacked Burrow 9 times, and yet Burrow kept getting up and just firing the ball. Them field goals, the field goals they kicked today, you got to put points on the board if you're going to go into Buffalo next week or KC, either one. That ain't going to cut it. So, yeah, I'm actually glad the Bengals won because I don't want to see the Titans no more. Their offense is putrid, but their defense played a good game today. And their defense isn't even that good, to be honest with you. But they play better at home. But I was shocked at how bad coaching is for Tennessee. So, Mike Vrabel, I like what you did at the draft party, but that was just a poor excuse for a final drive. I was like I was watching the Browns. I knew you guys were playing for a field goal or playing for overtime, whatever. You weren't trying to win the game. Another classic example of a team not trying to lose the game, but not trying to win the game also. Very, very conservative. And your defense played. It's like the Browns, because the Browns defense played so many great games like that this year, like you guys did today, and to come up short because of your play calling and your quarterback, it's just, it's terrible. It's defeating, obviously, but it's a shame. The Titans' defense is good. I mean, they were good today. They held their own in a little bit more, knowing a lot more. But they gave a game. The offense gave the game away, specifically coaching at the end. It was terrible play calling. Terrible. I didn't like it at all. So anyway, the Bengals are going into a slaughter next week against either team they play. It doesn't matter. So I'll give them credit, though. They got the easiest first, number 1 opponent, and they got the AFC title. I got to give them credit. I can't not give them credit. But next week's going to be a slaughter. They don't have the defense to compete with Buffalo or Kansas City.